as I had said already, there are a lot of exceptions. There are a lot of sentences which do not sit into the exact rule. How are we going to tackle such scenarios is what I am going to teach you all today. Case 1. The first case is when two subjects are given in a sentence and they are joined together with and. Two subjects in a sentence and they are put together with the word and. The verb would be plural. Let me give an example. Rama and Rani dash friends. So, should I write is or are? Coming back to the case as I said, you have two subjects. Who are the two subjects? Rama and Rani. So, when I have two subjects and both the subjects are joined with the word and, then my verb would definitely be plural. So, this is my plural verb. This is case 1. Next is case 2. That is when two subjects let me erase this as this was an example only. Two subjects joined by and. Okay? Now, till this, it would be similar to the first case, but I am going to give you another, I am going to add another phrase to it. Okay? So, two subjects joined together by and they refer to one thing or person. Then verb used is singular. Just like case 1, in the next case we are going to deal with two subjects and both the subjects are going to be joined with and. But I am going to use a singular verb. Why? Why this exception? Why am I doing this? That's because though they are two different subjects, they are joined together by the conjunction and they refer to one person or one thing. So, should I give you an example? The principal and coordinator are on leave. Should I use are or is? It's for you to decide, right? So, the principal and coordinator is or are on leave. What are you going to write? You're going to say, ma'am, this is the principal and the coordinator, two different people. So, I should write the plural verb are. No, you are not going to write are. You are going to write is. That is because the principal and the coordinator refers the same person. If they are two different people, I would have mentioned the principal and the coordinator. But I haven't done that. I have mentioned the principal and coordinator. So that means in my sentence, the principal also plays the role of a coordinator. Right? So together, they refer to one person. So, my verb is singular, right? So, this is case 1 and case 2. Let's go to the next case. Let's go to case 3. the third case is where we are going to discuss about two singular nouns express one idea. Right, just like case 1 and case 2, we had two subjects. Here also we are going to have two nouns which are singular, but they are going to express one idea. So my verb is going to be singular. Let me explain it further with an example so that it's easy for you to follow. Bread and milk is good for breakfast, right? Now, bread and milk, they are two different things. Why did you write this? It should be are, is the question many students ask me. So, let me explain that bread and milk together express one idea. Am I right? So, that is why my verb is singular. I can give you one more example also. The law and order is under control. Now, law and order both are two different subjects, right? But I am not using are because and is there. I am using is because law and order together express one idea. So, my verb would be singular. As I said earlier, you ought to remember these things because these are exceptional cases. Tricky cases where there is no structured format. Next is case 4. Case 4 is pretty interesting as it deals with periods of time, distance, and amount, which is money, okay? Case 4, when you are given a sentence which includes the periods of time and distance and amount, your verb should be singular. Let me give an example to clarify my point. ₹20, I don't say 20 rupee, am I right? I say 20 rupees dash enough for me. So 20 rupees, though it is rupees, it's plural, I do not say are, but I say is. 20 rupees is enough for me. So that's what I was telling you, the periods of time, distance and amount. Now 20 rupees is amount, okay, it's money. Let me give another example. Kilometers is too difficult to walk. 10 kilometers, though kilometers is plural, I am not using are, but I am using is. As I said, according to case 3, this is also an exception. Case 5. The next case is when you have singular subjects combined with and, but preceded. What is preceding? Preceding is the word which comes before, okay? That which is preceded by each or every, right? So then verb is singular. Let me give an example before I start explaining this in detail. Every boy and girl was present yesterday. Right? So every boy and girl. See, two singular subjects, boy and girl. They are the two singular subjects and they are joined with the conjunction and, but preceded by every. So as I said, preceded is the word that comes before, right? So preceded by every, then your verb would be singular. I would not say the boy and girl were present yesterday, right? If it's without every, yes, I can say the boy and girl were present yesterday. But with every, I should say every boy and girl was present. I do not say were present. That is explained here. Two singular subjects joined with and, preceded by each and every, then your verb would definitely be singular, right? Let us go into case 6. Case 6 is when your subjects are joined by either or neither nor. So your subjects can be joined with either or neither nor with right. Let me explain this point. You have your subjects, they are joined with either or neither nor, then your verb with, your verb which you use in the sentence will be corresponding with the nearest person or thing. I think that I would be even more clearer if I can present this case with an example. Either Ramesh or Suresh had done it or has done it, depending upon the tense. Either Ramesh or Suresh has done it. That is what my example says. So, see, if you can see, we have two subjects, right? They are joined by either or. So the verb that I use would be corresponding to the nearest subject. So it would be Suresh has done it. See, when it comes Suresh and Ramesh together, I will say Suresh and Ramesh have done it. But when I use either or in this sentence, the verb will always correspond with the nearest subject available, with neither nor. Can I say neither you nor I am responsible for it? As you see, I have said you nor I, right? So it's neither you nor I. What should I use after? Should I use are? No. My verb should be corresponding to the nearest subject. What is my nearest subject? I. So what do I say after I? I say I am, right? So my answer would be neither you nor I am responsible for it. Let's look at case 7. Your case 7 goes like this. When you have with or together with or as well as, right? So when you have your sentences with these accompanied with by, okay, to combine two subjects. Your end result will be where your verb will agree with the first subject. Let me explain. When your sentence has phrases like with, together with, or as well as, and combined with by, with two subjects, your verb will agree with the first subject. Let me explain this case with an example. The teacher with her students dash invited to the function. Right. So as I said, the case 7 you have with and it's been combined by the teacher and students. Right. Now my verb will correspond to the first subject. Which is the first subject here? Teacher or students? Teacher. So if it's teacher, is it going to be is or are? If it's students, it's going to be are. But when it's teacher, it's only going to be is, right? So I write is. I do not write are. Okay, so let me explain this case once again. When you have a sentence with, together with, or as well as, and you have two subjects combined, right? So this combined with two subjects, your verb will always correspond to the first subject, right? Let me explain case 8. So case 8 goes like this. Your 8th case is like this: when your sentence has not only or but also combined by 2 subjects, then your verb will agree with the subject that is nearer. Let me explain this in detail with an example. Not only him, but all his brothers dash arrested. So, coming back to the case, you have not only, right? You have 2 subjects. One is him, the other is his brothers. Now, I should write my verb here. What am I going to write? My verb will correspond to the subject that is close by. So, if it's him, it's going to be was. If it's going to be brothers, it's going to be were. So, as I said, the verb should correspond to the nearby subject. I would write were. Not only him, but all his brothers were arrested. So, I had given you the basic 8 cases or exceptions that are required when it comes to subject-verb agreement. As I had initially said, there is no particular structure or format to be followed, except keep one thing in mind. If your subject is singular, your verb is singular. If your subject is plural, your verb is plural. And keep in mind all these 8 cases.